What's going on, everybody? My name's the Halo Player. Welcome back to another video. Now we're going to the fort again today. I just thought this was a perfect view of, you could see Toccoa Mountain right there. Can't really zoom in with this camera because it's only, it's one of those action cameras, but I just thought I'd show you. You can see the mountain there. We're just taking a pit stop at a gas station real fast, and then we'll be there. So next time I film, we'll be at the fort, and I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, we made it to the fort. We're just getting everything ready. We got a nice battery operated saw today. It's going to make everything a lot easier. You can see Mike holding it right there. And this is our first official video with the new camera, so hopefully you guys will enjoy this. There you go. So yeah, we're going to focus on a lot today. We're going to try and get all the walls basically done, and we're going to see if we can get the roof formed out for you guys as well, the framing for the roof, so you can see how that's going to take shape. And we're also, like my dad said last video, we're going to add some supports for the ladder so that the kids will be a lot easier to get up with their smaller feet. So I can come show you that real fast. Just going to put one in between each one to make it a little easier. That way also when it rains, it's not so slippery. Just in case if it rains while we're out here, sometimes it can get really slippery. And you notice how we put a rock right there as well. That way it's not as slippery, because it gets really muddy right here and we've fallen like 50,000 times probably. Alright, and then we just cut it off. I'll have them show you that real quick. There it is. That's what we're going to do for each one, and once we complete that, as Mike's getting more materials, I'll show you when this is completed. Alright guys, you can see that he has pretty much done all of them. Show you the last one here, just to show you how we did it all. A little closer. And then we just use the saw. We just cut off the excess. And yeah, that's the whole ladder. It makes it like 50,000 times easier to walk down. And yeah, it's just a little addition that we wanted to add. It's kind of the first thing. Mike's still over there getting supplies. And we're going to use what we have right now to, we're going to reinforce the bottom a little more. Because the nails are starting to split it a little bit, so we're going to put some more under there just to make sure that it's nice and secure. And also we're going to start working on the walls. We got lag bolts too. Yeah, we have, if you remember those big lag bolts that we used up there, we got some more of those to make this bottom more secure, just in case, because the whole thing moves when it's windy, which is, it's supposed to, but we just want to make sure that it's not going to collapse when we're in it. So yeah, that's what we're at now, and once we start our next project, you'll see it. Alright guys, so you can see one piece on real quick, but we noticed that we need to lag this next door frame piece in right here. So that's what we're going to do now. We have this little piece holding it in line so it's nice and straight. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to show you guys, get that out of the way, but keep the lens, and I'm going to show you guys what we got for this. Now we got two different drill bits here. Here's the lag bolt here. So we got two different drill bits here, and the reason being is you use them for different things. But since this wood that we're using is wet, it's better to use this bit here because this is it will throw, will get all the stuff out of the way. But if we keep using this bit, what happens is since the wood is wet, it gets caught in these grooves, and every time you drill, you have to bang it out, and it gets kind of annoying. So if you're using wet wood, the best thing to use is this spade bit right here that we're going to use. just to give it a hole to go through, because yeah. So I'm going to back up a little bit here so you guys can get a bigger angle, and you're going to see this lag bolt be put in. So what he's going to do first is, obviously, like I said, he's going to unscrew this piece here that we used to hold it in place, and now that's out of the way. That's just going to get out of there. Alright, so now he's going to switch drill bits, and you're going to see him drill the pilot hole for the lag bolt. And it's good to use big bolts like this, because if we're going to have multiple people in here and we want it to be very strong, and since this is going to have a fairly big roof on it, and you can see that that piece right there is pretty tall, and that's going to be like the middle piece where the angles come down. So here's the pilot hole being drilled.
That's for the first one.
Alright, so you got the first one there.
You want to bring this through, since it's a bit smaller than the tree.
Yep.
You want to use that as a gauge. Start your second hole.
And then we're going to drill through the second one.
Then you, Stevie, can you hold this up out of the way? Not drill past it?
Yeah, I could try, but the camera's, I got to hold it a certain way.
This one, if you want.
Okay, well, you're going to have to move.
Okay.
Because
show them closer.
I have the case open so the microphone's not muffled, and if I tilt it back, the camera will fall out.
Alright, so you see here, this is through here. You're placing it on here, but you bring it through to mark where the hole goes, so the pin will go all the way through.
Yeah.
So now we're going to just pull this out of the way so I can drill through this one, and if you want to cut the film after I get through it.
Yeah.
And then we'll throw the bolt in.
Yeah, I'll cut it, and then as soon as we get through the second piece, so it's not just all drilling, I'll show you guys when we got the pilot hole drilled, and when the bolt is going in. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, so we got the pilot hole drilled here, and you can see the bolt going in.
Actually, I'm going to show them one more thing before I put it in.
Okay.
We'll take it back out. Okay. So we're going to put a flat washer on like this.
Yeah.
And a lock washer there, because it will keep it from spinning back out eventually.
Okay.
So you send it through. And so you only have to cut one side off. I'm going to leave about maybe half an inch to an inch. Like this. Okay. And then come over here. And you put the same on this side. Washer. Lock washer, or split washer people call them. And then you put this on and tighten both sides and leave an inch, and then cut this off with that sawzall that we had. That's all. That's what we do.
Yep.
And this gives it the strength for shifting, and because it's on live trees, when it sways in the wind, it's going to move with the land, and as the trees grow, the fort will go higher over time. Slowly. Obviously it takes years for that, but that's what we're doing here. And we got to put a lag down here to hold those walls in, just to make it strong, because we're going to be up here with a loft sleeping.
Yeah, we're gonna make a basically this is gonna be the main sleeping area, obviously, and we're gonna make a loft here that's right here, so you can have two people sleep, one person sleep here, and then we're gonna have one on the other side where one person can sleep here, and there's gonna be a ladder that goes up to them. So there'll be two beds here, and then 3 or 4 people can sleep down here. So it's gonna be pretty cool. And then obviously the roof is gonna be over that.
And these bolts here, these lags that we're using, the reason why we bought them as threaded rods instead of carriage bolts is because the carriage bolts, the most common size is 10 inches as big as they go. We could have bought them, but these are cheaper to buy overall. And these threaded rods, this one here is a 3/8 inch, and it should hold up a ton just by itself, 1 ton. So if we're putting them here,
and they're all underneath, obviously.
And underneath, we actually added 2 more beams going across just to make it safe.
We originally had just 1, 2, 3, but now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to make it even more secure. And if you see this middle beam here, we're actually going to put another beam right next to it, just to make it even more secure. Just so there's no danger and there's no possibility that this could even think of collapsing because of all the support beams that we have. So that's what we're at right now with that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little segment. And once we move on to our next
you want to show them
thing
down here while you have the camera on?
Oh, yeah, I'll show them that real quick.
Alright, just be careful. I'm just going to give, like, see these bigger logs here?
Yep.
Come over here, we'll show you. Just be careful. On our, can you hear me?
Yep.
On our original video, let's come down here.
Yep.
Okay? On our original video, you saw these here, and we nailed them in with 10-inch spikes. Obviously,
Yeah, the nails.
Yes, obviously those are not very strong. And we use these as braces under here to hold it up. Now, granted, that's great, and it will probably work, but we have our children coming out here, and maybe even our wives. So what we're going to do is this is a live tree, and that one over there is a live tree, and we're going to send this across. Whoops, I can't hold it up, but you'll get the point, okay? It goes across like this, and we're going to lag it into here too, to lag in.
Yeah, with those big bolts.
Will be held up with lags too, and this will go all the way to the other tree, so we don't want anything to fall.
Yep. So be perfectly secure and no reason to take unnecessary risks. So better be safe than sorry, they always say. So again, hopefully you guys are enjoying the new camera. It looks pretty good so far, but I won't know exactly until after I'm done recording. I'm back home editing the video. So hopefully the audio is good, hopefully the video is good. And once we move on to our next little project, you'll see that. Alright guys, so I just figured I'd show you what we're doing right now. We're getting this wall up to the other ones, and we're going to get those 2 side walls up to the height of these ones. You can see him trimming that off right now, making it look nice. So this is coming together really nicely. So this wall here, we're going to get to the level of this one, and same with that one, and then we're going to start doing the back wall. Mike's still getting stuff together, and so yeah, that's where we're at right now. Once we get all the walls level to that, well, we're going to get these 2 walls level to that. I'll show you that, and then I'll show you when we're starting the back wall.
We probably have to build a ladder for the back.
Yeah, we're going to have to, because this side's 4 feet, and in the back it's 6 feet, because it's actually on it's on an incline. That's why we keep slipping so much when it's wet out.
We're basically going to build a ladder the same way we built this.
Yeah, just make something like that we can use as an actual ladder for the back.
And then we can use it to get up into the loft at a later date.
And we can reuse it to do the roof and to get up into the loft when it's finished. So that's where we're at right now, and when we complete these 2 walls up to the other height of this, I'll show you that. Alright guys, so we're still working on those 2 walls. We got this one up to a pretty good height, basically the same as that one. Now we just got to do that one, but I figured I'd show you something real quick. Just a little pointer if you guys are going to be making a fort yourself. So what we usually like to do is, for these walls, you want to make sure that they're as straight as possible, because if you're going up to the roof with them, you don't want something like this to happen. You notice how we kind of had to fix our mistake because we didn't do it with the floor. Because the floor we're not going to do anything with. We're just going to put we're actually going to put something over it, so it doesn't really matter because you're not going to see that. But the walls are gonna be seen, so we want to make sure that those look nice. So what we do is, if you notice these logs that we have here, if you notice how thick this end is right here, look how skinny this end is. So basically you're going to be off on each side. So what you have to do to get it level is, you guys probably may already know this, but I just thought I'd show you. If you weave in and out, so you see how we have the thick end right here on this branch, and then we have the thin on this end here, and then we have thick here, and thin there. You just want to make, you know, thick, thin, same thing here, thin, thick, thin, thick. You just want to bring them back and forth, between thin and thick, and it keeps the wall basically as straight as you can. And then basically when you're putting up the pieces also, you kind of want to spin them around to find where they, you know, make the at least gap as you can. Obviously it's not going to be perfect because nature is not perfect. You know, you see all the curves and stuff in the wood. So basically, like we showed you, I think in the video before last on the fort, we're just going to take smaller branches and use them as the seals for that. So that's where we're at right now. I just wanted to give you that little pointer if you're going to be doing something like this yourself. And yeah, we're going to get this wall here up to that level, and then we'll show you that. Alright guys, so we got up to that height. I thought I'd show you here. See, it's nice and level with that one now. And so what we did, like I said, is we weaved in and out with the thick and thin sides. And we noticed we were a little short, so we used a nice thick log here on the top to bring it right up. But since, like I said before, all wood is not straight. It's all got curves, so you got to work with what you got. So if you come here, you notice how we had a huge gap on the wall here. So what we did is we just took a, you know, like a thin branch, like something like this, and what we did is we just trimmed it down to like a shim basically, and we pushed it in between like that. So that's something that you guys can do if you run into a big gap like this, because I mean the gap was probably about almost about 1.5 inch gap, you know, between the logs. This is about not even a 1/2 inch right here. So yeah, you just put a little shim piece in there if you run into a huge gap. We're probably going to do that down here too. If you notice how big this gap is here, we're going to do that down there as well. Again, Mike's still over there getting stuff together. That's kind of his job right now, and once he's calls us over, we're going to drag it over and put it into our pile, because you can see we're running pretty low putting all these wall pieces. So next we're going to build a ladder to work on the back wall, and once we start that, I'll show you. Alright guys, so we're going to give you an angle of this here, just to show you that we got that side wall, like I showed you last segment, up to there. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building a ladder to work on the back. And you want the side logs to be basically the same width, so that way it's not off center, it's not leaning. So basically we just got a whole bunch of these cut-offs that we trimmed off from, you know, the wall pieces when we trimmed them. We're going to not waste any wood, and we're going to use that as our rung pieces for the ladder. I just wanted to say a little disclaimer here. All these videos are called How to Build a Fort, and in no way are we saying that this is the way you have to build a fort, or you know, we're not showing. They're called How To because we're just showing you how we do it. But basically, what I'm trying to say is you want to build at your own risk. You know, these are just tips that we know of. So basically, I just want to say is build at your own risk. Because it can be a little dangerous to do this kind of stuff if you don't know what you're doing. So just make sure you have safety at all times.
Just another tip when you're building a ladder, you don't want to just take a piece like this and put it on here, because when you put weight on it, it's going to roll like a wheel and it's going to snap everything. But if you cut it flat, naturally it can't roll, so it's already given it strength just by making a flat edge.
Exactly. So you just want to take the axe and hit both ends of it, make it nice and flat on both sides.
And it is dangerous, see?
Yeah, he's cut himself multiple times by falling.
It's very steep up here. It doesn't look like that in the camera.
The camera doesn't do it justice, but I mean, like, this angle is like this. It's pretty steep. As you can tell, like I said before, this front of the fort right here is 4 feet off the ground. And then if you go behind it, it's 6 feet off the ground. So you can tell it's a big, pretty steep incline. So yeah, we're going to be building this ladder here. You can see I'm putting on the first rung here, and we're just going to, you know, make a whole bunch down. And once we get some progress with that, I'll show you. Alright guys, so we got the ladder pretty much complete. I just want to show you that real quick. We just have there's some rungs to do the back. We're also going to use this later on to do the roof. And we're going to get some load-bearing screws for the roof instead of just using these regular, 4-inch random screws. So we're going to get some load-bearing screws for the roof, so it's a lot more stronger and it's a lot less prone to the screws just snapping. So that's where we're at right now, and we're going to start working on the back, and you can see it's pretty strong. He's standing on it right now. And so I just wanted to show you that the ladder's complete. We just drilled in a whole bunch of cross beams. That's all we did for that, and for each one, like he said, we just cut them flat on the ends so they won't roll. Gives them some nice support. So we're going to start working on the back, and once we get progress with that, you'll see it. Alright guys, I wanted to show you this awesome piece that Mike found for our back support piece for the roof. You can see we got this one with a Y on the top, and then we got this next one. Mike found this awesome piece. This is going to be perfect for our back support for our roof.
Start walking it up.
So I have to show you guys this here.
The ladder. Do you want to see the ladder here? Already finished?
Yeah, they got that ladder there, just so Mike can walk up that to give him some more leverage on that.
At the bottom. Yeah, that looks like it's real tall.
Yeah, that's going to be extremely tall.
But this is basically, we're just going to cut it down. But that Y there and a Y on the other one, that's where we put our center beam.
And then this roof slopes will come like this. So I have my waterproof case here. You're probably wondering what this is. This is a waterproof case for the camera. Just take it out so that the mic is not as muffled, because if I put it in here, the mic it's really muffled, and I have it here just in case it starts raining, which it shouldn't rain today, but this is the support piece for our back roof. It's awesome. We're going to have to trim it down a little bit, obviously.
Hold that in place.
But let's see.
It's
Really thick. You have to use 2 hands to get around it. So what do you got, 34 inches there?
Yeah, 34, 35.
Okay.
So
then we're going to measure 34, 35 here.
So about that. So, Mike, we need to take about 4 feet off, but I would do it exact, and then I'll cut it. Alright, so subtract it afterwards. Let me see. 1, 2, basically 3 feet. So take 3 feet off the bottom. Okay. There you go.
Alright.
Then we'll have that probably.
So we're going to cut 3 feet off the bottom, guys, and then once we do that, I'll show you how it lines up with the other ones. Alright guys, so we're going to measure to the middle of this top beam here with a tape measure to find the middle. That's what we did for this one here. And we're going to do the same thing on this side, so that we're going to do the same thing. We're going to drill a hole through with the butterfly or spade bit, whatever you want to call it, and lag it right through. So I'm going to hold this here for him. Just put this down. And we're going to hold this up here.
You can go to the inner tree if you want.
Right here.
Alright, we got 8, well, let's just say 8, 2. So we'll go 4, 1 in the middle.
4, 1.
Yeah, 4 foot 1.
Okay. So you want to mark that real quick?
4, 1. Right there, that's the middle. We're going to lag right through that.
Alright, and there's that. And then we're going to do the same thing with this, and we're going to get the lag bolt through.
Yeah, we're going
to
do this here.
To spare you from drilling noise, I'm going to cut it right here, and I'll catch back when we are putting the lag bolt through. So I'll see you in a second. Alright guys, we just finished drilling, so we're going to show you putting this lag through. Same thing as the other side. Set it up with a lock washer and a regular washer so that it doesn't slip out eventually. It will stay nice and tight. There you go. And then this is going to come through this side. You'll see that now.
I want to fall off the edge. There we go.
There it is.
Okay.
So there it is there. And now we're going to same thing, lock washer, regular washer, or regular washer first, then a lock washer, and then you put your nut. And then you just tighten that really tight. And we're going to show you what we mean by these Y's here. You see we got this Y here, and we got this Y here, and they're at the same height. And that's going to be our main roof support. So once he gets this on here a little ways, we're going to show you what we mean by that, so you can get an actual visual on what that looks like. Yeah, we're just going to use a sample piece. This is not going to be the final piece for it. Just going to show you what we're basically going to do. So he's going to go get that real quick, and I'll show you the inside of what we got here. I don't know if I show you inside yet, but we got these two walls and these two walls, and obviously this is where the door is going to be. And yeah, so here's the support piece that he's got here.
That's a sample.
And
here.
Yeah, that will be locked in there. And then
hold on a second, let me climb up.
You sure?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. He's gonna climb up there for you to show you. And then so he's gonna put that in there real quick.
Go ahead, I'm gonna throw it.
Yeah.
Oh. There.
Nice. Okay.
So you see, push it down and level it, obviously.
Yeah, we're gonna secure it, screw it in, lag it in. But you can see that support piece, and then we're going to make our angle pieces down like this. So just wanted to give you a visual image. This is not going to be the final piece. We're going to get a nice, thick...
Grab one more piece to show them.
Okay.
I'm going to, so we can, obviously we have to make one end flat so it locks onto that ridge piece.
Yeah.
So they can get an idea about the frame.
Alright.
Obviously we got to cut them to size.
Yeah, this piece is just a sample, like I keep saying. It's going to be a lot thicker, so that way it's a lot more, it can hold a lot more weight.
But
got this here.
These here, you use your hatchet.
Yep.
And flatten out the edges, like I said. Then this one, we go like this.
Yep.
And you screw that to the top. Like that.
And do that on both sides.
On this side, screw it down. That's your framing. You go all the way across.
Yeah, and you do one on this side too, and you do one in the middle, and then we can lay our pieces across just like the wall. So it's relatively easy, but obviously getting the framing up is going to be the hardest part. You can see Mike over there getting his logs that he cut down. We're going to go help him right now with that. But I just figured we show you a little simulation of what this is going to look like. So yeah, we're going to go help Mike bring some logs over into this pile. And I'll show you what we got after that. Alright guys, just wanted to show you our pile of logs that we got together. Mike found another rock for a stepping stone. And what we're going to be doing now is this is the halfway point between where he was cutting them. So now we're going to take this pile and drag it over behind there next to our fort so we have easy access. And we're going to start building the back wall. So once we get this big pile over to there, I'll show you that. Alright guys, we're here working on the back side. Got about halfway done. You can see I'm putting up another piece. And here we use the ladder to get the first couple pieces.
They put the square head in the wrong box. I can't believe that. That's funny. All the ones are in there except for one.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
So we brought our big pile of logs over here. And that's what we use these for. Cleaned up this area a little bit so it would be a nice work area. And here's one of the pieces for the back going in. There you go, and come over to show you the second screw. Go. So we're going to continue working on this back side, and we're going to bring it up to that level to the other walls, and once we get it up to par with the other ones, you'll see it. Alright guys, here's the back wall all leveled up. It looks really, really nice on the camera. Mike's just trimming them off to make it nice and level on both sides, because you can see we have some overhang, and that's what Mike's doing right now. So I'll show you everything here. We got this back wall, side wall, with the front wall, and then we got this wall. So everything's level now. So all of our batteries are starting to get dead, and we're starting to run out of screws. So what we're going to do last before we leave is after Mike gets all these trimmed out here, we're going to start doing this. You notice how my dad's up here. We made this little corner section here so we can get up here real nice and easily be able to put up the roof pieces. So what they're going to do is they're going to see, you know how we put this here just to mess around? We're actually going to put the real piece up there now so you guys can see it. So after Mike is done trimming that, I'll pick it up, show you the trimmed sides, show you the fort from the back, and I'll show you them starting to put this up. So with that, I'll see you in a second. Alright guys, it's really beautifully sunny out. The sky is amazingly blue right now. So what we're going to show you here is I'm going to do a final rock around for the video. Here you got the front with the ladder. Come over to this side. Got one of the side walls. You guys can see that. And we'll come down here like this, and I'll show you the back wall real quick. Here you guys got the back wall with our little ladder that we used. Yeah. Okay. 1 second, I'm going to this side anyways. Okay. Give you guys a view of this wall. 1 second. And there's that wall. So you notice my dad and Mike up there. And what they're doing is, like I said, they're going to be adjusting the middle ridge piece for our roof or ceiling. So I'll show you guys that. And this will be the last thing that we're going to do in this video.
This side's got to go over there. I'm going to try to do this.
I could probably walk this way and help. I got it. Yeah.
There it is.
So that, then this just gets pushed down.
Like the hammer.
And screwed in.
When he has that hammer, Steve, we're going to pop it down.
Yep.
Hand hammer to me.
Let me hand on the hammer real fast.
What's up, guys? Woo! It's coming together.
Yep. We're getting excited. It's looking really cool. I come back down here and show you guys what they're going to be doing here.
Hey, Stephen.
Yeah.
Does my fat make me look better, or is it just my clothes?
Both.
Basically, that's coming like this. See?
Maybe screw this side, then I'll pop mine down, or we'll just keep popping it out.
No, because your set's going to go up a little bit.
That's gonna go up a little bit.
Yeah, because we're going to have to level it.
Then we'll tap it up and screw it in.
Yeah, that's fine. You want to hand me that?
Screw gun. I can come down to here.
We're gonna have to level that anyways.
So you're gonna screw in that end?
Actually, you know what we could do, Michael, to get that even tighter is if you want to wait, we can actually pull that ladder up from, and I'll put it up here against this, and I could just get right up there. So if you want to cut that, Steven, we'll do that. It'll be safer.
Okay. So like you said, I'll cut it until we get to that point. Alright guys, here is the drill for the drill.
Of course. That's as far as it's going to go. The battery's just about dead, so that's the whole point of it.
Yeah. We're just going to drill that in.
Yeah.
So that's going to be it for this video. All of our batteries are dead. We're almost out of screws. And it's getting kind of late. It's about 2 p.m. right now. And we've been here since 10 a.m. So we've been here a while. So we got a lot done today. And we're really excited to see the finished product. So next video, what you'll see is us completing the walls and starting to frame out the roof. So if you guys are excited for that, leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. And I'll see everybody in the next video.